Hi, my name's Greg Huse and I am the Urban Forester here at Arlington National Cemetery. So as the Urban Forester, it's my job to maintain the care of all the trees here on the cemetery and maintain our landscapes to the best possible standard that we can achieve. So right now we're standing here at the John F. Kennedy Memorial gravesite. So as you can see, it's a very, very formal landscape with the plaza and of course the eternal flame up above at the top of the staircase. This plaza was designed and constructed in the 60s after the unfortunate assassination of President Kennedy. And one of the things we do here in horticulture at the cemetery is we're very conscious about maintaining the original design concepts of some of our more formal landscapes and memorial sites such as this. Here we have one of our native saucer magnolias. So this is a beautiful flowering magnolia that we have here that's all around the Virginia area. As you look around the Eternal Flame Plaza, we can see an evergreen hedge, a very formal hedge that surrounds that part of the plaza, and that is an Osmanthus heterophyllus, and it's also known as a false holly hedge. And some of the other trees we have here in the plaza, we have holly trees, we have Japanese flowering crab apples, some native yellowwoods, Prunus autumnalis, and what makes those cherries really nice in this spot is they actually bloom twice during the year. They bloom in the spring and then they bloom once again in the fall, which makes that species unique. We like to think of the plantings around the plaza here as living memorials and just a constant reminder of the renewal of life as we move forward in time. So right now we're on the grounds of the Memorial Amphitheater, which is where the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is located. And down here on the grounds we have several unique trees. And this tree I'm about to show you is one of our very, very unique trees. So this tree is our Native American sycamore tree. And what's very unique about this tree is that this tree went up into space and orbited the moon. During the Apollo 14 mission, the astronauts, specifically one astronaut, a man named Stuart Roosa, who had been a smoke jumper for the Forest Service and a forester and was very interested in trees, he decided to take some tree seeds up with him on the Apollo 14 mission. So the seeds of several trees actually orbited the moon and were in space for quite some time. And when they came back down to Earth, they planted the seeds they had taken into space, and they grew the progeny of an original sycamore tree that had been, again, the seeds had been brought up to the moon. And this tree was dedicated in February of 2005 to represent Stuart Roosa and the astronauts of the Apollo 14 missions. So one of the things I love about my job and working here at Arlington National Cemetery is that I not only get to care for trees, but in such a unique and special place as this, so many of our trees, like this moon tree, are tied to very specific historical events, and it gives them great significance. Other trees that may be along a city street or out in a forest. Here at Arlington, looking for any kind of problems that we can address right away in order to maintain these wonderful trees. So here we are, we're standing in section 2 of the cemetery. This is one of our older sections here. And this area is fairly significant because we know at the beginning of the Civil War, the Union Army came across the river here, which is now the cemetery, and they established fortifications and defensive sight lines over the city to protect it. We know from our history that this area was mostly wooded. It was a kind of a forested park from the old Lee Custis estate. And they cut down most of the trees around the area in order to get those defensive sight lines and also have building materials and firewood. And one of those trees is this beautiful native white oak tree. So this is a very old tree here in this old section of the cemetery. We know again that because this whole area was cleared of trees, yet this one is such a large tree on this site, we are fairly confident that this tree predates the Civil War and is most likely about the same age as our country, which ties in perfectly with our upcoming 250-year celebration. So when you're a little farther away and you can get an overview of the entire tree, you get a really beautiful picture of a wonderful specimen here at the cemetery. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on this lovely morning here at Arlington National Cemetery. If you'd like to come out and learn more about our trees and our horticulture program, as well as our wonderful history here at the cemetery, we offer several public and free tours that you can come out and walk the grounds with our horticulturists and learn more of the details about our horticulture program. So if you'd like to do that, you can come out in the springtime and in the fall. We offer several tours in each of those times of the year, and we'd love to see you here. Thank you so much.